Hey everyone, Kyle here, bringing you some more Shadowverse. I went ahead and listened to the last video. The fan was audible on medium, so I put it on low. And this time I'm going to make sure I don't touch the microphone. So hopefully it sounds better this time. We're using a different account. Like I said, I had to roll a few. This is the account that I'm planning on ranking up all the way. And we're going to play a deck that is one of my favorites. I've always liked Forest. When you have like a high top-end control style game, it really sucks that we lost Aaron and Jungle Warden, because I love those cards. But Rune is one of those classes that it doesn't matter if you're playing Unlimited, if you're playing Rotation, or whatever you're doing. You can pretty much the deck, if you're playing Spellboost, it doesn't feel too different, especially since I reprinted Fate's Hand or something like that. I always forget the names once I start recording, because that's just what happens to me. Yeah, Fate's Hand. Yeah, this is gonna be a little less of a deck tech and more of just a couple ladder matches for fun while I try to get this account up. I think that this deck will be able to climb me faster than other decks, just because it's really fast paced. On your turns, you know exactly what you're doing. You're playing big stuff. You're killing. You're rolling over people. If they don't respond correctly to Flame Destroyers or whatever, you kill them with Giant Chimera. Obviously, the deck isn't overpowered. You can lose, but I just mean I feel like I can get games in faster and therefore rank up faster. But yeah, for those of you that might be new and aren't as versed in the game, I will go over the deck. So just like last time, there'll be a link in the description for the time that the matches actually start. So if you already know how Spellboost works, go ahead and move on. Place. They did reprint us Fate's Hand, so I don't want to be whiny. That's a fantastic card, but this is a card that it would be nice to have something to replace it with. Rune Destiny's Bard. You get to choose Prophecy of Boons or Prophecy of Doom. Prophecy of Boons is 2 mana, draw 2 cards. If you spell boost it 5 times, it also refunds the 2 mana. So it basically becomes 0 mana, draw 2 cards, but you have to do it while you still have 2 mana. And the Prophecy of Doom is 15 mana. It's basically like the new D-Shift, and what I mean by that is it's a really high mana cost spell. It's 15, but it has spell boost, lower the mana cost, and then when you cast it, your opponent takes 7 damage at the end of each of their turns. There you go. Normally, you're probably playing Rooney for the card draw, but if you've been drawing a lot of card draw and your hand's pretty full, Prophecy of Doom is a good way to take your opponent off guard. And whenever she attacks, she spell boosts your hand, so playing her on curve to evolve another turn 4 or turn 5. I guess turn 5 isn't on curve, but you get the point. Is fantastic. One copy of Nova Flare. We do have enough card draw that we don't really need to worry about this, and a lot of things have 3 or more health, so Nova Flare isn't always going to be a fantastic card to use. I mean, you could have some cute plays where you trigger an A-bomb and then Nova Flare, but I mean that's not going to happen super often. This card I almost want to replace with another Snowman, but like, you know, it's still new enough. I'm pretty much, because I've been not playing Rune for a while, so I'm pretty much just like letting I'm just going to play it as is and see what I think. Fate's Hand, reprint. Still have the old art though. 5 mana, draw 2 cards. Every time you cast a spell, it gets subtracted. I mean, it speaks for itself. You can get it down to 0 mana, draw 2 cards, as well as spell boost everything in your hand for 0 mana. You can get this thing down to 0 pretty quick. Really lets you thin out your deck. Snowman King, 7 mana, 2/3. Every time a spell boost, it summons 1 Snowman. Of course, your board can only hold 4 of them because Snowman King takes up a spot. So you don't really need to spell boost this card a whole bunch. You only need to spell boost it 4 times. The Snow Knights, though, are 2/2 wards. So against an aggressive matchup, or if you want to flood the board, but you're worried about some storm, like Puppet, for example, killing you, you can go for the 2/2s. And I have, as Puppet, lost games to being ready to go off with Noah and them playing a whole bunch of Snow Knights, and then I'm stuck. But Wild Snowman can also win you the game since they have Storm. They are only 1/3s. If you have an evolution, that's 3 damage. It's not a win con you want, but it can give you some reach. Fire Embrace. Destroy an enemy follower. Every time you cast a spell, -1 mana. Again, really good in the dragon matchups. Actually, pretty good in every matchup. You can get it down to 0 or 1 mana, spell boost your hand, and destroy something. Staple card. Not really much to say about it. Just good removal. Greater Chimera. Probably my favorite card by far. This imprinted for Rune. D-Shift is pretty good, but this one's close. 9 mana, 6/6. Deal a pull 3 damage, and every time spell boosted, that pool goes up. Basically, because again, this deck explanation is only for those who are new to the concept and are like, tell me exactly how this works. Basically, when you play this, however much damage its pool is, it's going to do that damage to one creature at a time from right to left on your opponent's field. And after it's killed all the creatures, it'll always hit them for exactly how much health they have. If you still have leftover damage, that'll hit your opponent in the face. So basically, if your opponent has 11 health, and they have a 7/7 and a 1/1 on the field, as far as this card's concerned, they have 19 health, because it's going to hit the 1/1, then the 7/7, and then them. So you want to make sure when you're planning to win the game with a Giant Chimera, that you're keeping track of how much HP is on the field, as well as on their health, and that you are using Fiery Embrace, for example. Fiery Embrace is a good support card for Giant Chimera, because on 10 mana you can play it for 1, or 9 mana you can play it for 0. Kill the biggest thing on the field, so that Giant Chimera can do more damage to face. Almost always you're playing this card to finish the game, though there have been games where playing a Giant Chimera to wipe their board, even if it doesn't kill them, they still have a 6/6 on the board they have to deal with, and if you have another one in your hand or a Flame Destroyer, then that's still game. So don't be afraid to play it if it's not lethal, if it's going to help you win the game in the end. And then final card, Flame Destroyer, another staple card. For a little while it had fallen out. Okay, so first card here is Insight, 1 mana, draw a card. It's a good card. It gives you a turn 1 play. It thins out your deck. If you have something like Flame Destroyer or Flame Ritual. Wow, I'm bad at card names. You know what, Radeon? You can calm down. I'm doing a video right now. It's great because, like, if you have 9 mana and you have a 9 mana Flame Destroyer, you can still cast Insight and then cast Flame Destroyer, because it only costs 1 mana, and anything that has Spell Boost decrease the mana cost. It breaks even. And we got the Mysterian Knowledge. This card is one of my least favorites, not because it's bad, but because it does have the RNG. There have been times when, like, I need the missile and I get the golem, or I need the... usually you don't need the golem. You're pretty much always hoping for the missile, at least as far as I'm concerned. Golem very rarely is what I'm looking for, but you do get it. But I mean, it's a 1 mana card. It puts another card in your hand. It puts spells in your hand, so it's fine. I wish you got to choose which one. Maybe they would make it 2 mana if you had to do that. I don't want it to be 2 mana, but Magic Owl, staple card. When it evolves, it spell boosts all the cards in your hand twice. So again, just like with Insight, if you have 8 mana and an 8 mana Flame Destroyer, you can play Magic Owl, evolve it, and then play 6 mana Flame Destroyer, because it'll spell boost 2 and cost 2. It's a great way of pumping up your Wind Blasts, your Greater Chimeras, stuff like that, while also giving you some tempo on the board. Magic Missile, 1 mana, draw a card. Don't be afraid to use this on the enemy's face. You definitely want to be spell boosting in this deck and drawing cards. Magic Missile, you're pretty much always going to cast it if it's a play that you can make with the mana you have available, because you're either going to be killing something with it and drawing a card and spell boosting something in your hand, or you're going to want to be drawing for something to spell boost, because that's the point of the deck. If you don't have something to spell boost early on in the game, you will struggle late game, since the strength of this deck is either blowing someone up with Greater Chimera or playing Flame Destroyers / Runeys with Prophecy of Doom. If you have enough card draw to warrant that choice, you want to be spell boosting a win condition. That is your win condition. Wind Blast, 2 mana, do 1 damage, plus 1 damage for every time it's spell boosted. Removal, it helps us deal with big threats, really good against Dragon, speaks for itself. Golem Assault, 2 mana, put a spell in your hand that is also 2 mana, summon a 3/3 Guardian Golem, or Conjure Guardian. No, it's called a Guardian Golem, right? I gotta get my, Guardian Golem. I gotta get my names down so people aren't like, excuse me. I just realized, if this is an army and these are Guardian Golems, I think they'd be a lot bigger than 3/3s, but I digress. That's not what we're here to talk about. If it's 6 mana, you get 3 of them. So not only does it feed you with spells, it gives you cards to proc Abomination if you have it on the field, and it also gives you guards to protect yourself. 2 of, you don't really want to be drawing a bunch of this. Oh, I just hit the mic. You don't want to be drawing, more than 2 in a game. Abomination Awakened. He's a good card. This deck definitely has the chance to hit 9 cards in hand, but I feel like the games where you're just drawing up to 9, you're either already so ahead that it's one of those things. If they have a bunch of stuff on the field and it's later in the game, sure, you can play an A-bomb, you can conjure Concentration or Fate's Hand and fill your hand up and kill their stuff. That's fine, but like early game, I don't recommend that you just throw him down for 3 mana unless you are unless you have an opponent that you want them to waste time killing a 6/6 body, or if you're confident that your opponent's not able to remove it and you can trigger it later. But usually just throwing this guy down on 3 isn't the best. You kind of want to combo him later, in my opinion. Or if they have a full board, like if they have a whole bunch of stuff, you can play this onto the field, and then they will maybe be worried that the next turn you're going to wipe them, and so then they'll kill him. But I mean, there's very fringe play. I think the highest skill cap card in the deck is probably Abomination Awakened, because you want to make sure you're not wasting the mana and you're playing it when it's important. Concentration, draw 2 cards. We don't have any Earth Sigils, so that's that. It's just 3 mana, draw 2 cards. This is a card that would be nice to out of use, but it's still a very good card. It's Spell Boost, lowers mana, 7/7. Play it on tempo, real good tempo play, and some tempo. I think I said temple. And when you can play 2 on the same turn, I mean, that's fantastic, especially when you're playing in the early game. But let's go ahead and get some matches. Lloyd the Android. He actually looks cooler now that I see his art enlarged. I think he looks pretty cool, actually. Bloodcraft. Okay. Now, so far, because we are playing down in D at the moment, the only blood decks I've been running into are Jormungand blood. So if that's what this is, that'll be an interesting play for sure.
Time for fun.
I'm keeping Nova Flare. This is one of those matchups that's not common, but I do want Nova Flare for it. We have Insight, so we have a turn 1 play, and we have a Giant Chimera in hand, so we're going to be spell boosting our win condition the whole time. Having our opponent doing self-damage as well will be good for us, since Greater Chimera will need less boosting to kill. However, we do need to make sure that we're playing this matchup smart, because the amount of damage we can take will build up pretty quickly. Luckily, we have Magic Missile for that 2/1. I'm not planning on just slamming down A-Bomb here at some point, but we'll see. You really want to kind of combo A-Bomb with a spell-boosted Fate's Hand, since you are dropping 2 cards. You're dropping the A-Bomb and the Fate's Hand. So the ideal situation is you already have 9 cards, you drop A-Bomb, go down to 8, Fate's Hand, go back up to 9, and then hit their board for 3 damage. Another 2/1. I'm gonna go ahead actually and play an A-Bomb now. Try to put the fear in him. As we said, fear is first step of worship. We do have Nova Flare, so if he does decide to ignore the 6/6, we can wipe his board most likely. And if he doesn't ignore the 6/6, Bane. He did indeed ignore the 6/6. We can kill that with the Owl. I was really hoping we were going to draw a Magic Missile or something. But just to keep... Please tell me I just hit the right thing. Okay, good. There we are. Just to keep the 6/6 alive, I'm going to kill the Bane. Now, if he evolves and goes face, like this is a matchup that's rough for us. It's very uncommon, but I did make the, I did make the mistake of recording while I'm down in like D1 with this new account, getting ready to rank up. But the only reason why is because I didn't want to not do a video. But yeah, it looks like he's just gonna go for damage, which is it's fine, makes sense. I will Nova Flare no longer kills his board also, which is frustrating. Wind Blast, okay. Sadly, we don't have a way to make this Wind Blast do enough damage.
My wish is to fall. I'll eat you up.
This is why I say that A-Bomb, in my opinion, is one of the weaker cards, because it doesn't really do a lot for you early game. Like, you're looking for the correct draws, and when you don't get the correct draws, there's nothing you can really do about that. Granted, blood is very uncommon, so I'm not really planning on blood showing up. If that makes any sense, like okay, he had to kill that. We have Nova Flare. Please play one more little thing. I beg you. That's not another little thing. Come on. What's our Greater Chimera up to? 10. Okay. Concentration is good, but like I said, we do want to keep his board clean. I'm going to go ahead and evolve and just go face for the 6. I need him to be worried. He's about to take 4 damage from his own Sapphires as well. This will keep him from going into Vengeance right now. And he's effectively at 9 health. If he doesn't evolve her, he also can't kill this 6/4. He does. Okay, cool. Hopefully this slow turn has slowed him down. We're going to Fiery Embrace that. No questions asked. We can Concentration first. We can even Magic Missile here, to be honest. So we can Magic Missile face. Fiery Embrace here. Oh, we should have Magic Missile first. It doesn't matter. Magic Missile face again. Play Flame Destroyer. Alright, we're looking good. We are 2 turns off winning with Greater Chimera, so if we can avoid taking 10 damage in 2 turns, we will win the game. Main issue is I just used our Magic Missiles on his face to draw cards, and this is one of the situations where maybe that wasn't correct in case we need to kill 2 ones. Okay, that's more damage to himself. 7 Bloodkin. See, and this is exactly why you would want to hold on to Magic Missile. So there you go. Wind Blast. Okay, Fate's Hand. Fire Embrace. Come on, man. It's only when she evolves. Okay. So I'm gonna play Rune. I'm gonna grab Prophecy of Boons. Then I'm gonna play Wind Blast. Just so that way we get a spell boost on this here. Okay. We should win the very next turn. We should win. I'm trying to think of what he can kill me with right now. Since he's clogged up his board with 2 amulets, I can't imagine there's one card he can play that's going to kill us. I mean, if he was playing Jormungand Blood, I mean, it would be like Dark Feast Bat, but he's not playing Jormungand. He's playing some type of aggro thing. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. I'm assuming it's aggro bats, but he's using some interesting tools. Maybe this is just what aggro bats plays now. I haven't ran into the deck in a long time. He's thinking real hard. I think he's deciding, do I want to go face or do I want to kill the 2/3? Now, if he has Razory Claws, I didn't think about that. However, if he has Razory Claws, he would have to use all 3 and he would kill himself. And I don't know if I actually can't think of a time. I think if they... Oh, my. Okay, well, that was close, but we still won. 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's at 15 health. And that should be game. Even if it's not, he's about to take 2 damage from his own amulet. Okay, cool. Yeah, blood is not super common, but it is something you have to be careful about. Abomination is hard to proc, honestly, so it's not super reliable when it comes to the aggro matchups. I tried to play it to scare him, but it didn't work. He just kept hitting me, which was the correct play. It definitely was the correct play. But yeah, like I said, I'm sorry that these are going to be low-ranked matches. Just trying to rank up this account. But let's go ahead to the next game. Good old Grimnir. Haven't seen that card in a long time. Forest. So it looks like we're getting all of our aggro out of the way in this first video.
My wind is the will of the forest.
Ooh, boy. We want some... What is going on with these games, man? This deck has so much gas in it. But we are not drawing it. And we keep going first, which isn't great for our Runeys. Come on. Oh, you know, Mysterian Circle in this matchup, not too worried about. I think this is actually pretty good. It's going to help us get Fate's Hand down. It'll give us an early minion on the board. If she has a 1/1, it's not going to be able to just punch its way through. She had no turn 1 play. Insight will be nice next turn. Starting with the Flame Destroyer in our hand is also good. They do Forest does have cards to deal with the 7/7. But we will see. Come on, Magic Missile. You know you want to show up. Magic Missile right now. Magic Missile. Give me some Magic Missile. Give me that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go face here. I mean, she's got to break through the 2/2 anyways. The main thing is next turn. I really want to play Rune on a turn that I can evolve her. But what? Interesting. I've literally never seen this card before. Mysterious Knowledge. Do we get Bolt? We do get Bolt. Do I concentration here is the question. If I play Abomination, we go down to 6 cards, drop to 7. Concentration still doesn't proc. So I think we just Missile. No. We have a Flame Destroyer turn coming up soon. Rune does help proc A-Bomb. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. 2/1 Storm. Puts a what in your hand? What is this card? Alright, they're evolving it. They really want to do 4 damage. Really, really badly want to do that 4 damage right now. Give us an Insight. That's not Insight. That's not what I asked for. I'm going to take Prophecy of Boons because I want to proc my A-Bomb.
Ready? That voice for the world.
Jeez, man.
Sorry not being as talkative. I just, I really want to make sure that I put on a good show for you guys. And so I'm highly focused on what I'm doing. I haven't played RuneCraft in a long time. So I am not, you know, I want to make sure I don't make a huge mistake here. Alright, so I would rather combo on a different turn. So I think what we're going to do here is just play a Flame Destroyer.
They're picking on me.
I want to make sure that I know what the hell Human Pyramid Attack does. 5/9 Rush Ward. Interesting. We can Concentration. Perfect. Then we can Flame Destroyer. And what does this guy do? Why does it say that he has an ability? Clash. Deal 1 damage to enemy follower that clashed? Oh, duh. Wood of Brambles. I'm so stupid. Wood of Brambles is sitting right here, and I'm like, what is this ability that he has?
Oh, cruel fate.
9/7. So, again, Forest does have tools for this, but we are hoping that those tools are not present. If they flood the board, we have A-Bomb and A-Bomb triggers, so that's also good. We have 2 A-Bombs, and we have lots of card draw in our hand, so we should be able to get board wipes in here if necessary.
Living insects.
Is she going face?
Make yourself useful.
Or is she using these? She's okay. This is very good for us. Except for the fact that we don't have a win condition in our hand right now. We are kind of relying on this Flame Destroyer. She has to evolve him in order to kill the 9/4. If she's smart, she'll play another fairy, hit me for 2, and evolve him, and kill the 9/4. But it looks like she's just going to suicide him.
For a bunch of bugs.
Which I'm not... That was not correct. Unless she wants to hold the fairy for something. But if she plays a fairy right now, that was a misplay. And she did not play the fairy. Okay. So she did not misplay. There we go. Play the A-Bomb. I'm tempted to play both A-Bombs, to be completely honest, but I'm going to go ahead instead and get a Conjured Guardian out. And then I will go up to 8 cards. So now, we will automatically proc our A-Bomb when we draw our card on the start of our next turn. And if she wastes time killing this one, we have another one in our hand. We could even Flame Destroyer again this turn coming up. As it looks like she didn't have a good way to deal with it. She had to use fairies and an evolution to kill it. So if we're able to preserve this 3/3 ward, or at least have a 6/6 body on the field and play a Flame Destroyer, we could be looking at a pretty good game. The only issue is we haven't drawn a Greater Chimera. Interesting. Is she going to do another Airbound Barrage? She is. Wow.
Do you not fear me?
This is great. Because that means we're almost guaranteed to, we're basically guaranteed to get a Flame Destroyer that she's going to have no good answer to. And if she evolves to kill us 3/3, I'll feel less comfortable having, I'll feel less comfortable because we're not going to have a ward in the way. But at the same time, like, this dice a Magic Missile.
So sparkly.
Cool. Alright, well, that works for me. 2 of the cards in her hand are fairies, so she's only got 4 cards in her hand. Magic Missile, well, this is actually ready to go too. Magic Missile is going to lower Flame Destroyer to 6, so go ahead and do that. Then, because Mysterious Knowledge is only 1, we'll go ahead and cast that. And then we can play Flame Destroyer onto the field. The only reason why I didn't cast Prophecy of Boons there is because I want to use it to proc A-Bomb. And we would have burned a card, so there was no real reason to. 3 fills into her hand. Alright. And she recovered 3 mana, so there you go. We have a Fiery Embrace, so... But, no. Don't hurt me, yeah, sure. Stop! I'm gonna go ahead and just A-Bomb and proc it. That's my plan. I want to do damage to her face. Prophecy of Boons.
Step of worship.
A boon to you.
Life will exist no more.
Then we can Mysterious Rune to kill the 4/1. We can...
You're gonna be like that.
Concentration is going to burn us a card, so I'll just play Rooney. I'm going to go for a Doom. I mean, we're most likely not going to need it, but especially this late in the game, it's a little greedy. But I'm assuming we got this. I think we have this match. Did we win the last one? I can't remember if we won the last one. I think we did. Oh yeah, we played a Greater Chimera against Blood. That's what we did. Pyramid attack, sure. When it attacks, she heals for 3, right? Something like that? Or 2. Okay.
How could there be a future like this?
Well, we just won the game.
A superb display.
Oh, and okay. She left. Well, that's
Now why don't you fight for
that's what
real?
happens when you ladder in D rank. But there you go. I mean, you get how the deck works. I'm going to be playing this deck a lot off camera to try and rank up. At least starting in C, people are usually running decks that are net decked, or they're running decks that are decently good. So I'll try to get us at least to C0, C1 for the next video, and I'll keep ranking it from there. I just hope you have patience with me while we work on getting back to A, and then beyond. But yeah, excellent. You guys have a great day.